here with Rachel Talalay, who directed Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. And it's totally an honor to get to talk to you because it seems like you are almost like the star of the Freddy Nightmare franchise. I just finished watching the 4-hour documentary Never Sleep Again, and you had a major role in the franchise. Can you talk a little bit about that and what kept you staying on board for so long?
Well, I started as the accountant on part one, and I ended up producing part three and part four, and then directing Freddy's Dead part six. And it was the most creative job you could ever have. Everything I know about filmmaking, I learned on Nightmare on Elm Street, because you had to do absolutely everything with no money, and you had to say yes to absolutely everything with no money. So how were you going to do it? So it was really unbelievably hard, but it was a great, challenging, learning, amazing job. And
Yeah,
the franchise is incredible.
it blossomed. Would you have ever known from, early on that it could have become as iconic as it did?
No, in a million years, you would never believe that Freddy would be, that this that your serial killer, and that's credit to Robert Englund for creating this unbelievable character. But no, it makes absolutely no sense that this child molesting serial killer became cereal box material, and there was a Freddy Krueger day, and no, it makes absolutely no sense. I'm incredibly fortunate that much of my early work is still known. Like I have friends who I grew up with who now do huge films who their early work you'd have to be a real film buff. And I've got Hairspray, and I've got the Freddy film,
Yes.
and I've got Crybaby, and you're like, oh, and thank girl, I'm so lucky that I had stuff that I ended up on films that were really it stayed important.
Every town has an Elm Street.
So Freddy's Dead was the first film you directed. Were you nervous? Were there big challenges that came with it, or was it a breakthrough experience for you stepping into
I,
that role?
I was quite confident, probably unrealistically, because I had been so hand in hand with the directors of part three and part four, and so engaged in every single element in the part three and part four. And I produced 6 or 7 films by then. So I felt like I understood this film. What was unbelievably challenging was creating a new technology for 3D. And
Yes.
that really dragged us down.
So I have to ask because I have the horror film club called Girls Like Horror, and I'm sure you've heard this before. You're the second woman to direct a big studio genre film in history. Are you aware of that?
I know that I'm the one of the only to ever do a big franchise. And when I did the film, I only thought, well, this is natural because of I didn't think about the history of it. This is only natural because my life for these 6 years has been Nightmare on Elm Street. So, but now I'm aware how. I mean, because what's depressing is where are they now? Why didn't that spawn lots of women comfortably doing lots of interesting horror films?
What is any advice you could give to young, maybe even female directors starting off today?
I think it's really important to be original in terms to be true to yourself and to be original. Particularly horror fans really understand derivative. They really and eschew derivative. They really want freshness, and so they want your own have a concept. And so don't just do it because you like. I want to talk to somebody who said, "Oh, horror is easy because you just slice and dice." No, it isn't. It's all about uh, and what made Freddy have longevity is this massive creativity to the kills. So that what is your story? What are you trying to say? What is your concept? And then be yourself with it. Never follow rules.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, thanks so much, Rachel, for your time today. Really awesome to get to meet you and talk with you.
Thank you.
Every town has an Elm Street.